Summary. Oh. Oh, fuck. He did not intend for that to happen. Asriel and Pizzapants go on a date. It's a great success. Okay, that's ominous. What are the tags? Gotta look at the tags if it's on AO3. Asriel Dreamer. Pizzapants. Toriel. Oh, that's characters. Crack, treated seriously. Recreational drug use. Underage smoking. They're smoking weed. Vaguely, Tears of the Kingdom crossover, but it doesn't really come up. What does that mean? First kiss, first dates. That's surprisingly benign. I think those are like the least imposing AO3 tags I've ever seen. Outside of like, you know, the tags from boring people like Courier New, who just tag what's in the fic and don't make jokes and shit. Why is crack cocaine one of the tags? Is it? I don't see it. AO3 tags are spooky sometimes. They autofill, like as soon as you type in a letter, they give you a big list of suggestions, and like some of that shit is it's not pleasant. It just immediately vomits a wall of these terms at you, and it's like a flashbang grenade. Oh, is Raru in the fic? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Suddenly it makes sense. Bug fix. I got some of my invented lore wrong. It has been corrected. Okay, cool. I feel like the Toho music's a little bit louder than the normal music. I'm gonna see if I can take it down a tiny bit. I'm running out of pixels on the little gauge, though. Okay, there we go. That's 1 pixel less. Hometown 20, it's not X-teen. 20-aught-X, I'll call it. A lanky goat monster entered the classroom, so we've moved away from Bara Asriel back to like Bishi Asriel, that's okay. The chains and sequins of his punk attire letting up a clanking sound as he did so. Oh, like punk Asriel, okay. That's cool. British punk Asriel, maybe he's a skinhead. Sorry I'm late, Mrs. Boom. Not a problem, Asriel. We've just started. Please take a seat. That's Mrs. Boom. Asriel said the punk kid... Oh. Asriel, the said punk kid. I think it just meant the said punk kid. Looks his regular seat in the middle of the class, or took his regular seat in the middle of the class, saying hi to Caddy and Braddy to his left as he did so. The seat behind him was still empty. Where was Kevin? Let me guess. Pizzapants, yes, Pizzapants is named Kevin, of course. He wasn't usually late, weirdly enough, even though he usually dozed off or spaced out for the entirety of the day once he took the seat. What the fuck does that mean? Bara to twink punk line. It's not even like a sentence. That's a Japanese made-up word and 2 other made-up words. And then the word to. Oh, the inspiration for the Zonai were Peruvian llamas and not goats. Well, they're close enough to goats. I don't know. I'm not gonna nickel and dime over the goat lore. Speaking of the dreamers, I don't think goats usually have like canine fangs either, so they're not really ecologically accurate either. The answer stumbled through the door just when Gerson was about to stop. Wait, was it Mr. Boom or Mrs.? Oh, Mr. Boom. I'm so used to seeing a Miss Boom referenced in Deltarune. So that was Gerson. I'll change his voice maybe. Gerson was about to start talking about this day's history lesson. Sorry, Mr. G, I had a job interview. How does Gerson talk? Maybe Gerson is Mr. Plinkett. Why not? A respectable decision on your part, Kevin. Who should I scold for scheduling it right before school? Is that even Mr. Plinkett? I feel like the shit Mr. Plinkett. Wait. A respectable decision on your part. Who should I scold for scheduling it right before... I feel like I can usually do the Mr. Plinkett better, actually. That's disappointing. Whatever. Icy. Des, to the front and left of Asriel, snickered at that. Not out of maliciousness, probably, but Icy was a fairly well-known creepypasta online, so it was just funny to hear it in that context. Brady and Caddy also snickered, because they both loved teasing the poor guy. Asriel held his snicker back, because he wanted to appear cooler and more emo. Plus, he would feel mean if he actually did laugh at Kevin anyway.
Settle down, everyone. Let us continue. As I said before, the human-monster relations started to...
The familiar scent of weed followed the cat boy as he walked past Asriel and settled in the seat behind him. God, that if nothing else is accurate to the high school experience, that very much is. Just there was always one weed stank dude in the class, no matter what, and you'd be sitting next to them, no matter what, just the weed stank dude. Asriel once again focused on the class, even though the smell made it really hard to focus on the past century's human-monster affairs. He found history lessons fascinating, even though he was more of a graphic design and computer science type of goat. Right, amateur game dev. Read amateur game dev. Gerson was just so happened to be really good at talking about his professional interest as a historian. As such, he tended to have plenty of knowledge even beyond their curriculum. That would always end up focusing on almost as much as the actual topics they were learning about. This is every history teacher in existence. They just like rambling on about shit. School was over way too soon for Gerson to actually finish recounting an anecdote from his youth that inspired his epic novel, and Asriel's classmates slowly trickled out of the classroom. Like, I had a computer music prof in university who was, like, fairly, I guess, well-known within computer music circles. He was, like, an old dude, one of the... You know, if you're an old dude who's into computer music, you were in there at the start of the scene, so, like, he was well-established, but he would just... We had a 3-hour evening lab with him, where we all just got locked in the sort of uncomfortably hot music studio, which is soundproof and had no air circulation. And it was like a 7 to 10 o'clock lecture, and he would just ramble on with these anecdotes of like what he was doing in the 80s in Los Angeles and shit, and it was like the biggest challenge not to fall asleep imaginable. Oh man. Anyway. They slowly trickled out of the classroom. As always, Asriel stayed back to wipe the blackboard, although the chalky water made the fur on his hands feel terribly dry and he hated it. Is the blackboard monitor Asriel, of course.
Thank you, Asriel. Mr.
What is the voice?
Star Wars something is the most embarrassing thing since my son.
I've forgotten how to do the Plinkett voice, like it's literally gone, whatever.
Your mother's always happy to see how kind you are, despite your rebellious appearance.
Not a problem, Mr. Boom, Asriel responded. It was a great class today, I enjoyed it a lot. So he's like a punk, but also the teacher's pet. That's a fascinating contrast. Yeah, he's visibly edgy, but still the golden boy. Gerson collected some papers from his school desk.
Well, I'm glad to hear it still got, I still got it, even though I'm really getting on in years.
I keep wanting to go into the Porky voice or something. It's weird. How does Mike Stacklasa actually laugh? It's like... It's kind of accurate. Asriel dried off his hands and his black shirt, smearing chalk all over the otherwise pitch black shirt. I do love to hear more of your anecdotes, he admitted, but I have some other stuff to do. The other stuff to do was actually the reason he was so worried about Kevin's absence at the start of class. If he didn't show up, all his plans to ask him out for a date at QC's would be completely ruined. He had his whole speech prepared about it. Oh, this one is like Asriel pursuing Pizzapants. Interesting. How many voices do I know? There's not a set number. Like, I just like make them up randomly, and if they're like bearable, then they stick and they acquire a name over time. I don't know. It's mostly just me winging it. He was just about to head through the door when an unmistakable voice called after him. Asriel, wait up! His mom and Chris holding the, to her hand for their life. The little red horns band askew on their head caught up to him. What's up, Mum? The sky, she responded with a chuckle. Oh, for fuck's sake. Chris, who didn't quite yet know the word cringe as it was not part of their common youth vernacular, and also didn't know what humor was because they were like 6, chuckled. Asriel rolled his eyes. No, I mean, what's going on? Oh, right, Asriel, honey. Your dad just called now and said that Uncle Rauru and Auntie Sonia are coming to visit this Saturday. Is Sonia the woman in the statues in Zelda, I assume? The goat fucker, as they call her. They don't actually. That's just me. Asriel frowned in thought. That's when he was planning the date with Kevin. Mom, I have plans then. Oh, her smile withered. Will you at least try to move your plans? You know they rarely ever get the time to visit now that they've moved all the way to Hyrule. I'm missing the footnotes here, hang on. Asgore had 2 siblings, Rauru and Mineru. His name is kind of an outlier in the family. The joke is that he's adopted. He isn't. His parents just ran out of cool names that end with Ru. Alright, that's lore, alright. And the third footnote is, going to the east of where Hometown is located, populated mainly by humans, goat monsters, bird monsters, fish monsters, rocks. A/N, what is a Nintendo cease and desist letter? Good question. What? Asking about your vocal range, is it infinitely divisible? Asking how many voices you can do is asking the amount of numbers between 1 and 0. If you're a nerd, I don't know. Yeah, of course. See you at home. Before Toriel could say much more, Asriel rushed through the door, searching for Kevin and the group of other teens at the front of the school. Hey, oh, this is Caddy. Hey, Kevin, Caddy purred. Are they gonna make you wear the Pizzapants? Are they gonna make you wear the Pizzapants? That's how they talk, I guess. Oh my god, Becky, Becky, are they gonna... No, I can't do it. Echoed Braddy, who was a couple seconds late to be in perfect sync with her best friend. The cat boy who flushed? I haven't seen that one yet. Flushed with embarrassment. Again, how the fuck does Des speak? This is not okay. Maybe Des is Becky. Pizzapants, laughed Des, not maliciously. That would be kind of cool, actually. Asriel approached the group. Can I borrow Pizzapants for a couple moments? Pizzapants just slipped off his tongue when he actually wanted to say Kevin. Oh, I didn't even notice. I've been desensitized. Sorry, Pizzapants. Who knew it was going to stick for so many years after? The girls chuckled as the boys walked away, saying stuff like, bye-bye, Azzy, and bye-bye, Pants. God, they were so obnoxious lately. Sup, Azzy? Pizzapants asked. Should I be watching chat? Says, no, just, I don't give a shit out, Sin. Like, if you're a mod, it doesn't matter. There's usually enough mods watching the chat stochastically that, well, nothing bad really happens in the chat ever anyway. Recently, that is. The guy, as always, had his hands buried in his pockets, and this close the smell of weed coming off him was even stronger. Peppery, sweaty, unmistakably weed-like. Peppery is an interesting way to describe it. Skunk-ass herb. So, the words he was going to say got stuck in traffic, somewhere between his brain and his tongue. Saturday, QC's date. That'd be rad, my dude. With whom? Fucking hell. I enjoy this change of pace, actually. Like, Asriel is the hapless, befuddled one, and Pizzapants is, like, obliviously... He's got, like, oblivious charisma or something. Asriel blinked. Completely flabbergasted, he forgot to be nervous. I'm asking you out, idiot! He didn't say it harshly, but he still had a bad feeling about calling Pizzapants an idiot anyway.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Asked
Asriel calmly. Oh, okay, cool. Pants was now flushing profusely. Yeah, I was kind of hoping. I didn't think you would. QC's on Saturday sounds awesome. Awesome. Meet you at 4 then, in the evening. Works for me. Wait, what were the plans that Asriel had to move if you hadn't even scheduled the date yet? Awesome. Want to hang out for a bit? Sure, dude. Hell yeah. It was funny when the guy came in to complain about the channel going downhill because of no new Deltarune videos. Was he serious? I don't know. I see enough people joking about that in chat that I didn't really notice it. I feel like this kind of stream invites the what happened to this channel joke. Asriel did not tell Toriel or Asgore about the date because he knew that if his mom knew, she would freak out and make him cancel. Not just because Uncle Raru was coming to visit, and if Dad knew, then Mom would also know. Why is this such a thing now? You think it's ironic. But you know. The night before the date, Asriel was texting Pizzapants. He was so named in his contacts now too, and he seemed to like the new nickname. It wasn't like anyone is going to stop calling him that now anyway. Hey Azzy, who are you texting every night? Oh no, that was Chris. Oops.
Hey Azzy, who are you texting every night?
A quiet voice came from the other side of the room. No one.
You texting a girl? That's what they do on the phones in movies.
No, he wasn't lying.
Oh, okay.
Go to sleep, Chris.
Are you texting Des?
Des is a girl, Chris.
Oh.
Go to sleep.
Okay.
Good night, Chris.
Good night, Azzy.
Chris is 6 years old and still speaks like that. What do you mean you've accepted that there's only going to be streams? Do people... Do they look at my, like, upload schedule? Is that not a thing people do? Like, when I encounter a channel, I usually go check how regularly their videos comes out. And if it's obviously, like, there's 3 months between each one, then you don't come to the stream and ask what happened to the channel. I'm just saying, like, you can do a bit of sleuthing to avoid this. That was a good conversation, Chris. That was the end of the conversation. You could hear their breathing relax only minutes later. They were pretty quiet most of the time. Even so, they were also quite noisy. Asriel was actually glad they talked. They were also pretty chatty with Noelle when they were hanging out with the holidays, and slightly less so with other classmates. Their mom was so worried, always buried in how to take care of a human child books she could get from the library. But really, Chris was just a normal shy kid, who also enjoyed being a little shit sometimes. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about, Asriel. It's fine. Why is that so funny? Most guys stream on Twitch, so the streams don't cross. The streams don't cross, I see. Yeah, I guess maybe. I mean, I think it's common to have a second VOD channel, but YouTube's almost kind of like... They seem to want to obsolete that practice now, because live videos now go into their own separate tab, and I don't think get recommended the same way, maybe, who knows, but who really knows with YouTube? There's no actual way to find out. I'm not interested in streaming on Twitch anyway, because I'd have to port my fucking viewer base over there. And I've heard it's not exactly easy. I also just don't care, so that's the other factor. "Mom, I'm going out," he announced, with one foot already outside the door. The scent of freshly baked pie and other cooked foods was filling the air. Mom was definitely ready for a big fancy dinner with the relatives. "Asriel, honey, Uncle Raru is coming in half an hour. Where are you going?" "Just out. I'll be back later." "How much later?" I don't know. We're meeting to talk about an assignment with Des. Shouldn't take the whole rest of the day." "Oh, okay. If it is for school, then it is fine." "Just don't kiss anyone. That would be really bad." Okay, see you later, Mom." With that, he clinked through the door, the multiple earrings in his ears clanking against each other. Is this directly based on Mel's design, maybe? I don't know. Asriel had maybe not that many earrings in Mel's design. Toriel can smell the gay. Where was I? Yes. As he walked, he quickly texted Des. "Hey, if my mum calls, we're working at an assignment together." He was surprised to see Pizzapants already standing in front of the diner. He knew he wasn't usually late for school, but Asriel still kind of expected him to be slightly late for the date anyway. Instead, he was already there, beaming a giant smile in his direction as soon as he heard Asriel approaching. "Azzy!" He waved excitedly, a bouquet of flowers in his hand. I bought a bouquet. Damn. Okay. He pushed it into Asriel's hands as soon as he approached. On closer inspection, the flowers were buttercups mixed with weed? What the fuck, Burger Pants? That's a really bad bouquet. You probably can't even smoke the weed. It's covered in ranunculin toxin. Well, whatever flower language was all over the place, but Asriel appreciated the gesture anyway. It was lacking in white egret orchards, gladioluses, cacti, tulips. He doubted Pizzapants knew what any of this meant. Buttercups were pretty neat as flowers after all, and weed was, well, self-explanatory. Maybe they live in, is weed legal in Vermont? Isn't weed legal in a couple states? Like, not in like the mid-2000s, but, you know, anachronistically. It's hard to picture getting your hands on a marijuana bouquet otherwise. It's legal in Minnesota? Is that what that is? Or maybe, like, there's hemp, right? There are parts of the marijuana plant that aren't, that don't have the drugs in them. Maybe it's like that stuff, because, like, hemp is technically the same plant, but that's not regulated, so I don't know. Maybe Pizzapants knows more than I do. Pizzapants' usual weed smell was mixing with something else. Cologne? Wow, he must actually be really excited about this. Asriel was so flattered, and so in love. And so in love. "Howdy, Pants," Asriel said, offering the cat boy a smile in return. "Shall we go in?" Yep, after you." He held the door open for Asriel before he could complain. He had no other choice but to enter the diner. He headed toward where his family usually sat every week, and settled by the window where he usually sat. Pizzapants settled opposite of him. That's kind of I guess the small town vibe is like you go on a date and you go to the same diner that you come with your family, and they might just be sitting next to you. I didn't grow up in that small of a town, but I assume that's what it's like. "What can I bring you, boys?" QC asked, walking over to their table. "I'll have a hot chocolate," Asriel said reflexively, forgetting that he was supposed to be a cool emo kid at school. Cool emo kids probably drank coffee and energy drinks or something. "Hot chocolate too," Pizzapants said. "Extra marshmallows." QC quickly wrote that down on their order. "All right, boys, I'll be right back." With that, she left for a moment. She left the two boys sitting in awkward yet pleasant silence. Does Asriel have a British accent? No, you're imagining it. Are you wearing cologne? Asriel asked. Finally, he couldn't quite put a finger on it, but the non-weed-like undertones of the scent were kind of distracting. It's, Icy's cool boys, body for the boys, spray for the body spray boys, flamin' pizza hot flavor body spray, bray flavor body flavor wash. Oh, he could now recognize the scent as flamin' hot pizza. Smells good on you. Thanks, Azzy. You smell like pie. That made sense. Everything at home smelled like pie. Of course the scent would cling to his clothes after he left the house. Mom's baking a lot. My uncle's visiting today. The tall guy with the third eye. Actually, I have a third eye too. Wait, does Raru have a third eye? I didn't even notice that. He really is just a nomai. Good, none of these fics have incorporated the, like, nomai relatives yet. That'll get brownie points for me. If Asriel just randomly drops a line about, like, cousin Solanum or something. That's sick, man. Asriel shrugged. Felt normal to him. Just when conversation was about to fizzle out, QC bought them their drinks. That's such a weird thing to bring up at a date. I have a third eye, by the way. Oh, cool. Just never elaborate. Here you go, boys. Thank you. Thanks, ma'am. She trailed off to serve a monster at the counter who ordered a coffee with milk. Hold the milk. The lateless latte, as they say en français. Latte sans la lait, or something like that. Sans is part of the order, of course. Asriel focused on his hot chocolate. He carefully took a sip, the warm sweetness spreading throughout his chest, followed by the stickiness of a marshmallow that was dissolving in the hot liquid. Oh no, Sans is from Quebec. Oh no. No. Tabernacle. Do you like hot chocolate? Pizzapants asked, leaning on the table. The fuck do you... He just ordered one, Pizzapants. I order it whenever I come here after service, he explained. I used to order the tea, but I noticed Chris was too nervous to actually order what they wanted, so I started ordering hot chocolate so they wouldn't feel left out. No wonder people keep praising you so much. You're so nice to everyone. Asriel awkwardly chuckled. He's the worst emo of all time. He sucks at it. There it is. Asriel Chalkward-uckledly. I was actually going to say that. What? How did I even... Chalkward-uckledly. That's the weirdest spoonerism I've ever seen. Chalkward-uckledly. Someone make that a Dungeons & Dragons character immediately. Please make that a Dungeons & Dragons character. He didn't want to look up at Pizzapants now, so he tried to fish a dissolving marshmallow from the drink with the spoon as he spoke. Honestly, there's been a lot of pressure that comes with that. I don't like it much. Everyone keeps expecting too much from me. I love someone who actually is like English to analyze like how my English accent is morphing and transitioning through different regions as the stream goes on. Because I'm not really good at keeping it consistent. It just like it's vaguely English at all times. I think I understand, I think. Pizzapants took a big sip of his own hot chocolate just when Asriel looked up. He watched the cat boys... We need a cat boy counter, that's 3 so far. He watched the cat boy's face turn a shade of red as he gulped down the hot liquid, clearly regretting it while still trying to look chill about it. Scalded your tongue? Asriel asked. Responded Pizzapants. Tears started welling on the corners of his eyes. Can I try to kiss it better? Asriel. Chill out, Asriel. Hold up a sec, okay? Okay, responded Pizzapants, while he was now actively crying. A lot of these tap into Asriel's discomfort about being the town's golden boy, says Mel. Very true. Without any on-screen interaction at all, it's kind of all you have to go on, funnily enough, but it seems to work. Asriel leaned into what ended up being a terribly slimy experience of a first kiss. He had no idea what he was doing, and neither did Pizzapants, but it at least tasted like chocolate. From the corner of his eye, he could see a bluebird child eyes be covered by a horrified bird monster, which made him finally pull away. This is indeed Birdly and his father. Oh, you didn't have to spell it out. I was on the same page, buddy. What, you think I'd think it was Mordecai or something? This is Mordecai, and today I'm bringing you the Elden Ring update. There is no news about Elden Ring today. And that was today's Elden Ring news update. I wonder what happened to Mordecai. Does he do stuff still? He grew his channel solely on announcing that there was no Elden Ring news like every day for 2 years. What does he do nowadays? I wonder. Better, he asked, trying to be cool about this. There's no way to be cool about this, Asriel. Fucking awesome. I'm glad. Asriel realized he was going to need a lot of practice kissing boys. Oh my god. You can't escape it. I don't even know what it is, but you know what I mean. The two boys trailed back to Asriel's house, holding hands and being overall kind of unsure how to end the evening. It was already dark out as they reached the building, 2 vehicles parked in front of it. I'm honestly curious. People who have been in high school, have you ever been on a date that actually went like that? Where both parties were just sort of like vaguely into it, and you kissed, and it was like, like non-committally, and it was like, does that happen? Could, I don't know. The two boys trailed back to Asriel's house, etc., etc. It was already dark out as they reached the building, 2 vehicles parked in front. Yeah, the problem is that the chat is saying, currently in high school, never been on a date. I don't know. I mean, there's 74 people here. Maybe one of you has been on a date. I don't know. That's a sick ride. Pizzapants pointed at a Subaru that was inexplicably styled to look like it was made of wooden planks and had fans and rockets stuck to the back. The Tears of the Kingdom brain rot is kind of showing up here in full force. I'm sorry I asked such a depressing question, chat. I can unask it if you want. I think Zen Masters can do that. You say like, what is it? Moo? I think if you say moo, that unasks the question. That's my uncle's, Asriel explained. And this sick ride? That's my dad's truck. Awesome. My dad sometimes forgets to lock it. Do you want to try sitting inside? The truth is, Asriel didn't want to end the date quite yet, and this was his first idea. The truck? Can we? Asriel nodded, already heading toward Asgore's truck. That's a fairly weird offer. Hey, you want to go sit in my dad's car? Sure, I guess I'll do that. He tried finding the door, finding it unlocked, as he expected. He climbed onto the driver's seat while Pizzapants took the passenger seat. Have I ever thrown someone out a window? I don't think so. I don't think so. Are you telling me, for fuck's sake, the one dude in chat who's been on a date has been in the same relationship since middle school, so it wasn't even a high school? Fuck. What do you say to that? What the fuck do you do with that? What's my stance on defenestration? I think mostly you're not standing up if you're being defenestrated. He climbed into the driver's seat while Pizzapants took the passenger seat. They sat in silence for a bit. Would your dad mind if I smoke here? Nah, Dad likes flowers. What does that mean, Asriel? That's what... cool. You want to try? Azriel shrugged. Why not? A flickering sound of a lighter, smoke, and he was holding the blunt. Take the doobie, Azzy. Take the doobie. Mel is vaguely corroborating the kiss anecdote. Andrew, did you hear that Vinny died via anvil? I saw the thumbnail. Yeah, it's really tragic. Asgore's also a stoner. I guess that checks out. I have known a couple people who have talked about smoking weed with their dads, so it is a thing, I guess, sometimes. That sounds horrible. I don't know. Never tried it. I've gotten really sidetracked somehow. Okay, where was I? Cheers, Asriel said, unsure what to say before taking a smoke. So true, Azzy. Asriel wasn't entirely sure how he sneaked back inside without anyone noticing him later that evening. If his mother smelled weed on him, she would have murdered him where he stood. He took a long shower and hid his clothes outside under the window so people wouldn't see. He was strangely calm about all of it. Maybe he should buy some of that Icy's body spray. It smelled quite nice. Asriel's weed-smoking boyfriend? Yeah. Chat says, my kiss was super awkward and then I woke up. Fucking depressing. Ah, shit. Oh, here's Toriel. I cannot believe you smoked the devil's grass in your truck. Toriel's voice echoed through the house when Asriel woke up. For angel's sake, what will our children think? That's not how Toriel speaks. I've lapsed into talking like Asriel. Shit.
Tori, I seriously have no idea.
Do not Tori me, dreamer. Carol Holiday. Oh no. Oh wait, I have I voiced Halloween for like 100 years before. Asgore, a third voice unmistakably belonging to Carol Holiday, cut coldly through the argument. I cannot have a plate officer smoking weed in secret. You're fired.
I swear it was not mine.
I want a divorce. I just realized what was happening.
Oh, Toriel.
Asriel stared at the ceiling, the glow-in-the-dark stars above his bed almost mocking him. Devil's grass, truck. Oh fuck. You did not intend for that to happen. Fuck, that's funny. Destroyed his entire life because he smoked weed once. Just like the PSA said. Oh, that's the end of the fic. Oh. That was all leading up to that. Oh, that's good, actually. Kudos for sure. Hang on. There we go.